How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to do some axle bearings on the old Jeep here, some new seals, change out the diff fluid. The front's full of glitter, so who knows what's wrong with that thing. But anyways, we're just going to get cracking on it. All right, so she's back up on some jack stands one more time. I heard some weird grindy sounds back here. This side looks pretty good. Got lots of meat left on the shoes. And I'll show you the fluid here in a second. This side is quite a bit worse. We got some wrinkling and stuff on the paint. Usually that's due to brake fluid leaking in here, but everything looks dry. Last night I sprayed it down with about 1.5 cans of brake clean, and nothing really seems to be leaking, so I don't know. But she's sounding a little rough. So I did notice that ever since I put the lift on it, it's got a little bit of a vibration and a hum. That could be the U-joints. So I went ahead and got some new ones. This is from the CRV, actually. Yeah. Where are my parts? Here they are. So I got some new parts for the old Jeep. Some greasable U-joints. The ones that are in there are non-greasable. Got some new wheel cylinders. Wasn't sure what I would need. I got all this stuff before I actually took the truck apart, so I'd have everything here. It's Memorial Day today, so I wasn't sure who would be open, but it turns out everybody's open. This is 8 1/4 rear end, if I'm not mistaken. It's not the Dana 30. I believe that there's a high and low pinion, and this one is the low pinion. I think the other one, the pinion comes out at the top, kind of like the front has a higher set pinion. But I'm not an expert on these Jeeps. So anyways, I did take off the cover. Look at how much doggone silicone was in there. Yeah, so there we go. Looking up in there. This thing had a monster amount of silicone on it. So I don't know who put this thing in, but man, they really gobbed it on. Crazy amount. So that thing was just hanging out in there. Looks like it's pretty clean though. So we'll go ahead and knock this thing out. So the job isn't too bad overall. You have to get your drums off, take your diff cover off, and then just take the pin out. C-clips, then pull the axle out. All right, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Chrysler 8 1/4. I put a breaker bar on the actual, on the yoke. All right, so we're taking out this bolt here that holds the center pin right there in place. There are C-clips on the inside that holds the axle shaft together so that it doesn't fall out of your axle, slide out this way or that way. That pin's going to probably come out pretty easy. Oops. And we're going to have to put the pin back. I can't get anything out. There we go. I'm going to have to rotate this a little bit more. There we go. It's the best view I can give you. Oops. Sorry about that. There's our pin. I'll go ahead and give the axles a push. You hear that thing fall out? That's the little C-clip. Do it on the same. I'll do the same thing on this other side. There we go. The C-clips just fell out. Yeah, you can see them right down here at the bottom. That's what they look like right there. And I'll show you where they go in case you missed it. Sometimes you need a little magnet on a stick, but we didn't even need it this time. All right. Right there on each one of the axle shafts, you can see a little cutout. Basically right there on each side. So that's where the C-clips go. Retaining clips, whatever, they just hold your axles into this spider gear housing thing, the little differential. Once the C-clips are out, just pull the axle out. There we have it. All right, so the axle's out. Let's take a look at these bearings. Ooh, looking pretty rough already. I don't think we need to do a whole lot of inspection on this. What do you think? Visible damage. So we'll go ahead and pull these things out. Now there's a special tool. Yeah, those things are pretty hammered already. So yeah, there's a special tool, just a slide hammer. There's other ways that you can get these out, but you can rent the tool at the local auto parts store. So we're gonna go ahead and use that. The axle shaft itself looks decent. There's a little bit of pitting there, but overall doesn't feel bad. So we'll roll with it. All right, there it is. Rear axle bearing removal set. They look like that. They go onto a slide hammer. I'll show that in a minute. Seal removal tool. Easier said than done. Let's see what's on there. Totally rusted into place. That's great. Huh, well this job is going to be super interesting. It's supposed to just pull out, by the way. Not supposed to be rusted in there 100%. There we go. Crap. Pretty old seal. I don't know, actually. Think those marks that we saw were actually just like grease witness marks. Well, whatever. It's getting a new bearing anyway. So these bearing pullers, you can just tip them on their side, put them in. You can just measure them against the outside surface. There we go. We're locked in. So it's threaded onto the slide hammer. Screwed all the way down too, as far as you can get it. A lot of people rent these slide hammers and they just put on a couple of threads and then strip out the bottom part of the slide hammer and then return it to the store. That sucks. And that's it. Bearing removed. Let's take a look at it. Alright, my tripod doesn't want to stand up, so I have to just kind of show you this and hold it. It doesn't feel super bad, but it feels super ratchety when it's over this. So when it's over the axle, you put any pressure on it, it feels real crunchy and nasty. Now, go ahead and take this new one. Unfortunately, the parts store didn't have any nationals, so I had to get the Master Pro. That's the part number for Jeep Cherokee Master Pro bearings. They're quite a bit nicer. No more chunky feeling. So that's good. I know it's not real easy to see the difference in them at all, but it is what it is. It's the best I could do. These aren't horrible, but they definitely needed to be replaced. So it'll benefit a lot from having some new bearings put in it. So as far as a bearing driver, we're going to use like the most expensive bearing driver you can get. This bronze piece that, if you remember, I got it with this table at that auction. So it's a guide pin, I believe, for injection molding. But yeah, it'll fit perfect on this. Definitely won't damage the bearing. I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it looks like this bearing was spinning in there at one point. Maybe not, I don't know. It's pretty galled up sort of feeling. So maybe there was at one point a bearing spinning in this axle. I guess we'll just figure out which seal it takes. Probably the Master Pro one again. Oh, might be that one. Or it might be either one of them. Both look pretty much identical. Yeah, this is the Master Pro one. Here's the National. Both the same diameter. One's supposed to be for the Dana 30, and one is supposed to be for the 8 1/4. But they honestly look exactly the same. So we'll go with the National. It's a completely different style seal. Interesting. That's all that's listed for this, though. Will this even fit in there? Yeah, it will. Perfect. It looks symmetrical, so I did read that on some of them you're supposed to have the lettering out. This one is China, of course, because I couldn't get anything else. I'm sure it's going to be fine for the amount of driving that this will get, which is not an enormous amount. I don't know if you can hear the difference in the tone or not, but it's definitely bottomed out in there, which is fine. It's good. Oops, almost forgot. Yeah. I'm going to pack this bearing underneath here so that the spring doesn't pop off. It's a vintage wolf's head. I've never personally had one of these springs pop off on me before, but people say it's the thing to do, because you'll never know really if it popped out on you or not. So. Well, without a flange to be able to locate this, I'm just going to have to go by feel. Feels pretty good. All right. I'm going to coat these. I'm going to coat the bearings with some oil. Spin them around a little bit. There's some grease in there, but it'll be fine. There we have that. Spider gears just fell out. And there it is. All right, well, I rolled the spider gear back in it. I really needed 2 hands for that. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not. Basically, just kept turning the axle until I could get the spider gear to line up. They all have to be exactly the same, obviously, the hole in them, so the pin will go through it. And I got the pin in it. I don't know if that's the right way. Now, rumor around town is that all of these gears mesh and seat into each other. So whether I got it back in the right position, obvious, like almost impossible for me to find exactly the teeth that mesh all together. I don't know if that's just kind of like a best practices type of thing, or if I'm going to get some vibration or whatever. But I figure they wore in once, they'll wear in again. You know, this thing is an open differential anyway, so at some point I'm going to switch it out for a limited slip or something. But I didn't think that it was going to fall out like that, but it sure did. I think I should have put the pin in it after I got the axles out, after I got the clips out, those. I think I should have put this pin back in it to keep the spider gears back in line. But I don't know, live and learn, I guess. Let me know in the comments how you do it, because I sure don't know. I don't get into axles very often. But yeah, it'll be good enough for the old Jeep. Alright, well that seems to be it. It's somewhat in. It was pretty tough getting in there, but came out a lot easier than it went in. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm not really an axle guy, so I'm just kind of winging it, doing the best that I can. I wasn't even going to film this, but I figured, why not? Why not just show you guys what I'm doing? I don't really know what I'm doing. But anyways, that's what I'm up to today on Memorial Day. Well, this one put up a fight, but I won. All right. So near as I can tell, pull out this pin. Both axles are in now. Hopefully spider gears don't fall. All right, cool. Sorry about that. One pin or clip. All right, that's in. Pull the axle back out. All right. Next, one more. This one's a little bit stiff, so hopefully it doesn't fall out. We'll see. Here we go. That one's a little bit stiff. Well, I'll tell you what, this left-hand side, driver's side axle shaft is awfully tight in here. I don't remember it being that tight. It doesn't want to slide back and forth very easily. I tamped the seal down more. Not sure what that's all about, honestly. Everything seems like it's, the way it should be. I don't know. I had to use a crowbar to move it in and out, so I don't know. I'm hoping whatever the deal is, maybe it was these spider gears, just aren't aligned properly. I don't know, but this one shouldn't have changed. That's the weird thing. That thing's got to be tight. Okay, so this is everything should be good now. Just scrape off all this crap, all their silicone. Look at this. It's even on the inside of the case. So anyway, all right, well, I'm just gonna clean this up and clean this up. I'll just slap this thing right on here, put some silicone on it, bolt it down. All right, everything's been cleaned up. I don't think that we need the same amount of RTV that the last guy used, so try to keep it under control. Well, we're not doing a whole lot better than the other guy. pretty thick. We're good. And there we go. Now we just have to clean the brakes and reassemble them and take it out for a test drive. Oh, we gotta fill it, derp. What do you think? Think we should fill it? Oh, we're still pretty far down. I'm gonna refill one of these jugs with some more 80/90 that I've got. It's like some dirt down in there or something like that. This was a brand new bottle, so same thing with this one. I just noticed it. Look at that. What the hell, man? Frickin' Valvoline? I don't even know what that stuff is. I mean, I don't remember when I got these bottles of gear lube, but still. Look at that. What is that stuff? Leave me a comment down below if you know what all that sediment is in friggin' gear oil. I've never seen that before. I just opened that one just to do this job. I got this up at the parts store the other day, so I'll wash out one of these. I'll just clean it out with some mineral spirits and use the bottle since I need the bottle. All right, she's all back together. It's all full on fluids. That's what was in it. Not horrible, but not great. The front's really bad. So anyway, I think it's good enough for us to take it for a quick test drive and see if it made any difference at all. Cleaned up the drums. Things looking good. Let's take a cruise. Yeah, there's that vibration at 25 again. So we didn't fix that. But at least we know that we've got, good bearings now. I mean, it seems like it's fine. So, I guess we're good. So there you go. Putting friggin' axle bearings in a 96 XJ. I don't think I did a very good job, but everything went back together. I had no extra parts. What else can I say? We'll do the U-joints sometime soon. Until then, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of the other Jeep videos and other videos I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching.